Hi everybody, I'm Nahshon. Welcome to my channel. Let's talk about social media because I think now more than ever we need to have this discussion. More specifically, artists and social media in general, really. So let's talk about it. To get an insight into who I am, let me just say this. I don't feel as though social media should control us. And by us, I don't just mean my generation. I don't just mean the younger generation. I don't just mean any specific generation. I mean us as human beings, us as people. I don't feel as though we should be controlled by how many likes we get on Instagram, how many subscribers we have on YouTube, how many people we can gain by this month or that month or this month, or by this year or that year. We really should not be controlled by numbers and follows and likes and shares. And I say this to you now, knowing that that's not reality. The reality of it is we are. And to me, it's sad. It's sad that we're controlled by likes and follows and shares. It's crazy. No one is born with these high amounts of numbers, but yet we work so hard, borderline obsess over trying to maintain those high numbers. I don't know if I'm weird or an outcast on this or what, but I don't understand it. I was almost swept up by numbers and follows and likes and shares. And in a way, I can't sit here and say to you fully, don't be obsessed with those things. Because there are times where I'm still concerned about it a little bit, but to be obsessed over it, to be controlled by it, we shouldn't be. I know that. And I also know that the reality of it is we are. That's the thing of it all. We are. We're so used to what social media can turn us into and allow us to become, that we lose sight of who we actually are. I'm not saying don't care about numbers. I'm not saying that numbers don't matter, because if they're there and you can see them, they matter they matter to some extent. They do. Should you be obsessed with them? No. Should you think that they're your whole universe to the point where you're just a person with this huge following? No. You're not just this person with this huge following. Obviously, if the number is there and you can see that number, obviously it means something to some extent. It means that you have influence over a certain amount of people. A certain amount of people look to you to answer certain questions. A certain amount of people look to you to lead them. And it's your job to lead them. I'm not saying don't care about numbers. I'm saying if you're gonna care about the subscribers that you have and the followers that you have, care about building connections with those followers. Don't just look at them as numbers. Don't just look at them as a number that you have to maintain, because you'll be doing that all throughout your social media career or whatever you want to make out of this social media thing. Care about building connections. Don't just look at them as numbers. Don't just look at it as a like. Don't just look at it as a share. Don't just look at these things as numbers. There's a real person behind every single subscribe. There is a real person behind every single follow. Never underestimate that. Never.